Hello, guys. My name is Anthony Thomas. I'm the author of Where Grace Met Me. It's a memoir about my life and about my journey through life, through high school, through the hospital, through my younger childhood days, all the way up to now. I did put a post out on my Instagram. I'll put the link in the description. Um, any questions you guys had, about my book, any questions about my writing process or anything, I was open to everything. And I did get a good chunk of questions here to answer for you guys. Hopefully, I got all of them. I really am. But yeah, we'll just jump right into it. And bear with me, this is my first video. I am actually in the process of moving as we speak, so I'm sorry about the background and stuff, and I'm sorry about the quality. I promise it will improve. I do plan on making these videos more often. I plan on making more books throughout the year, so I want to interact with you guys, get to meet all you guys, and hopefully answer any questions and maybe inspire some of you to write your own book or inspire some of you to change your lives for the better. Um, but yeah, we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. So my first question I got, and again, this is in no particular order. I just kind of wrote them down as I was getting them through my DMs. But first question I got was, what inspired you to write this book? There are many things that inspired me to write this book. Mostly, I want to credit to my parents for sure. When I went through the whole hospital scene and being told, that I had a pretty serious condition and that things weren't looking too good for me. It was a lot taking all at once, and my relationship with God did grow a lot from when I was younger. I thought I truly understood what a relationship with God would be. I thought I understood who God was, and I thought I was just, I thought I was, the perfect person, you know what I mean? Until I went through this and I look back on my life and I noticed that there was a lot of things that I did in my life that I felt like I didn't deserve to be saved in the hospital. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there too that are also going through some things that make them feel like they don't deserve to be loved by God either. And I'm here to personally say that God is still here with everyone. I did a lot of bad things. I did a lot of good things too. And I wrote all in the book. And, I always felt like my relationship with God was good, but after all this, I realized that, there's always room for growth. And every single day I'm learning more about God. Every single day I'm learning more about my relationship with God. And I wanted to inspire people to, change your life for the better, because I know there's a lot of things out there there's a lot of people out there that want to lead you down the wrong path. There's a lot of people out there that want you to do things that you're not comfortable with. And, some people feel like they're too far gone to even be loved by God. And I was one of those people. And, I learned that when I was sitting in the hospital, I learned that God was there with me through all the dreams I had. Again, this is all said in my book, but for those of you that haven't read the book yet, I do go over things that happened to me in the hospital. I had some visions. I had dreams. I had, all different types of things that really showed me that God was there. And I felt like relatives that I've never met, since when I was older. A lot of them passed away when I was younger, and I didn't really get to talk to them that much. I felt like my connection even grew with them. I felt like even they were there with me. But I definitely just want to inspire more people to, grow their relationship with God. And it doesn't matter what religion it is. It doesn't matter what God you believe in. I believe that everyone has their own relationship with God. Whether you go to church every Sunday or whether you don't go to church, I feel like your relationship with God is based upon you. And however you feel like your relationship with God is, don't let anyone change your mind or tell you otherwise. So what is your writing process like? So my writing process is a bit weird. I will admit that. I'm not like a big writer. I never thought I'd ever write a book. I never thought I'd ever be good at it whatsoever. But based on your guys' reviews, it seemed like it did do really well and you guys liked it a lot, so I do plan on writing more. But my writing process is a bit complicated. So first I start off with just making a regular Google document. I write down just some ideas I have, And then if I like an idea and the idea is kind of sticking with me, I'll just start writing notes down, like a outline. Like, this is what I want chapter one to be like. This is what I want chapter two to be like. And I sort of just kind of write. I don't think about grammar. I don't think about sentence structure. I don't think about any of that stuff. I mean, there's been some times when I've written like 10 pages and it's all one sentence. Like, it's just, for me, it's just getting the words down. After that, I do start to open different Google Docs or different documents, and I'll have one document for chapter one document for chapter two, one document for chapter three as I go along. And I just kind of go off the the original page I wrote. So if I'll go through my original document and I'll see, okay, so this goes along with this goes along with this goes along with this, and I'll go ahead and I'll put that in their own documents, and then I just kind of go based off that. And then once I get each chapter filled out to what I feel like is good enough, I will then move it all over into its own final document where I then edit it. I did pay someone to edit my last book. I did try using the whole AI thing. I'm not good at all, so I just paid someone to edit for me, to go through it and make sure my sentence structure looked good, make sure my grammar was all good, and it turned out very well, and I really liked the way it came out. But again, that's writing process. It's different for every author. I know that for sure. I know there's a lot of authors out there that do it completely different ways. I know there's some people who like just writing it down physically. I can't write. I'm terrible at writing like it down physically. My handwriting's terrible. So I just go ahead and I just type it all out. So next question is, what advice would you give to someone who's trying to grow the relationship with God? This one's a bit tricky because it's there's a lot of different ways you can grow your relationship with God. And the first thing, I think the only advice I could give on this, I'm not really a big preacher, but advice I would give on this for sure would be praying for sure. I started off when I got out of the hospital. I kind of just got down next to my bed, closed my door, was by myself in my room. I got down on my knees next to my bed, and I just kind of sat in prayer for, I think, about an hour or two. And I just kind of sat there, and there was no real prayer. I wasn't saying like the Our Father, I wasn't saying the Virgin Mother or the Holy Spirit. I wasn't saying any of those prayers. I just kind of like, I felt like I just kind of was like talking to my father, my father, my dad, the Marine. I felt like I was just kind of talking to him. I was just telling him all my problems. I was going through everything. And, I just, told God about everything I've done wrong in my life. I confessed everything. I sat there in prayer for about an hour, just talking like I was talking to a normal person. And for me, that really helped me out a lot. I felt like everything I've done before was forgiven. I felt like everything was going the way it should be, and I was no longer in the rush to hurry up my life whatsoever. I kind of figured out, everyone has their own race, everyone's in their own race, everyone's doing their own things. There's some people my age who are making double what I'm making, triple what I'm making. There's millionaires my age. There's people also my age who don't even have a job yet, and I just kind of figured out that, as long as I take it one day at a time and I put my faith in God, everything kind of works out for me. And for me, that really helped me grow my relationship with God a lot. Next question is, how does it feel to have your life story written out for all to read? This is actually a good one because my girlfriend Megan, as you guys know in the book, she asked me this a lot when I was writing it. And this was kind of me going back and forth when I was writing it, whether I was going to publish it or not. Because for me, writing it all out for sure helped me out a lot mentally from everything in the hospital. No one really likes being told in the hospital that you may not walk out of here. It's kind of mentally tolling. But, for me, I kind of looked at like, there's a lot of people out there who are my age who are going through similar things, not even like even to do with the hospital. I'm talking just things in general, like high school. Like, there's in high school there's bullying all the time, you know what I mean? When you're a kid, you start like noticing, you start being like self-conscious of your body, you start thinking of everything, you start thinking about the clothes you wear, you start thinking about, like, oh, I need to work out more, I need to lose weight, I want to be here, I want to be there. There's a lot of people that go through that. And, I talked to my mom about it as well. My mom said that she went through a lot of those things and she felt like an outcast. And for me, I just kind of sat back and I'm like, you shouldn't feel like an outcast. You shouldn't feel like you don't belong because, you think differently, or you don't fit in with these group of people, or you don't have the biggest friend group. I of course had friends throughout my life. I didn't go through all of them in the book because, again, a lot of them I don't keep in touch with anymore. I didn't just want to say names left and right all willy-nilly. But yeah, I still had some friends, and a lot of my friends were kind of going through the same thing. Like, I went to Hoban, Akron, and I know some friends that went to Stowe High School, and I would hang out with them, and I noticed they were going through similar things, and I just wanted to show people that were going through those things, and showing people that are currently going through something, whether it's losing a loved one, or they're in the hospital, or they're going through bullying, or they're not fitting in at work, or whatever it is, however old you are, wherever you are at in life. I wanted to show them all that, there's someone else there with them. You know what I mean? And this book is definitely to help a lot of people out. I wanted this book to help as many people as I possibly could. I didn't really think about like, oh, I can make money off this, or oh, I can make a career out of this. Of course, now I'm starting to think that, but at the time I wasn't really thinking that. I was just kind of thinking I wanted to help more people out. I wanted to change someone's life. Whether this book changed one person's life or 100 people's life, it doesn't matter to me, as long as someone's life got better off this book. And I feel like that's, now that I'm kind of going through all this, I feel like that's kind of my purpose in life now, is to definitely help people out. And hopefully this book will reach people that need this help. And so having my whole life story out there for everyone to read, it's weird for sure, but I know that there's a lot of people out there that are going through similar things. And I'm not really embarrassed to say what's going on in my life. I have my family, I have my girlfriend, I have everything I really need in life, you know what I mean? And I'm not embarrassed to say, what I went through, because, everyone's going through something in their life, So when you're on the road and someone cuts you off, or you're in the store and there's a cashier being mean to you, everyone's going through something in their life, and it's easier just to be nice. And that's how I feel. So yeah, it's not really weird for me at all having my life story out there. Hopefully it does help some people. I know there's a lot of messages I got of some people messaging me saying like, oh, thank you for writing this book, you really helped me out. And I love seeing that stuff. I love interacting with you guys. I love talking with all you guys, getting you guys' inputs. And I am actually in the process of writing another book as well. But again, I'm sorry for jumping all over the place, but but yeah. We'll go on to the next question though. What advice would you give to someone who is going through a tough time? Someone who's going through a tough time, I would say, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And it's hard when you're in that situation. It's definitely hard to believe that, you know what I mean? Like, everyone tells you there's light at the end of the tunnel, and you're kind of sitting there like, okay, can someone help me though? You know what I mean? If you're going through a tough time, you have friends or you have family, I definitely go to them. But I think most importantly, I would go to God. I would sit down in prayer and I would talk to God, and I would tell God about everything that's going on in my life and all my problems in life. And I would definitely, I'm sorry about the phone ringing in the background, by the way. I would definitely talk to God though. I would definitely sit down in prayer and I would tell God about everything going on in my life, and everything going on in your life, and I would definitely, sit in prayer until you feel better. That's weird to say. I understand. For some people who've never done that before, I get it. It sounds weird, sounds ridiculous, but I have told people in the past, sit down in prayer, talk to God, tell him everything, like you're talking to your father. And all those people have came back to me and been like, I feel 10 times better. I feel relieved. I feel like, and it's just kind of like, yeah, because, God's still there for you, and God's always there for you no matter what. No matter what you feel like you've done or you don't deserve of love, God still thinks you deserve love, and God loves everyone. He's our Father. So if you are going through a tough time, I definitely recommend that. I definitely recommend sitting down in prayer and talking to God and telling him what you're going through. Who are some role models in your life? Role models in my life, I would definitely say my parents. My mom is incredible. She takes care of everything around the house. She's the perfect mom. My entire life, she's always been there for me. She's always made me happy. She's always gotten me everything she possibly could. Like the newest video game or the newest toy when I was a kid. She was an amazing mom, and she still is an amazing mom. She still takes care of me, even though I'm moving out, but she's still always there for me. And another big role model for me is my dad, because, my dad has gone through it all. As you read through my book, you kind of figure out what my dad's all kind of gone through. If you guys are interested about learning more about my dad, I'll be happy to answer any questions, but he's definitely gone through some things in his life, like the military and his childhood, and he's still an amazing man, and he still takes care of me on a day-to-day basis, and he still loves me and all my sisters unconditionally, and he treats my mom amazing. So those are definitely two people I for sure look up to in my life, and they're definitely role models, and they are the people that shaped me into who I am today. And then kind of getting to the end here, there was a lot of questions kind of about like future projects. I kind of just wanted to touch on that. A lot of them were about future projects, so I just kind of want to just answer all at once. Currently, I am working on another book, yes. I will be releasing the title here soon. I don't want to release it quite yet because it's still kind of a work in progress. But it is completely done as of now. I am working with editors and getting edited. I do believe I must self-publish again. Self-publishing just kind of works better for me. I try to go through some agents. I did definitely email a lot of agents with this first book, but it's like a memoir about someone's life, that isn't famous. So like a lot of people weren't ready to take that on, which I completely understand. But for this next book, maybe I will try to work through an agent if I can. If not, I will definitely just go ahead and self-publish. It is a very long process. We're talking about copyright. We're talking about I have to make a cover. I have to, the editors have to finish editing it. And then once they even get done editing it, I even read back through it. And personally for me, I never feel like any book is really done. I always want to add and add and add and add. I know it's weird because my book I just came out with is only like 90 pages. I wanted to make it shorter for people, my age. Because I know like a lot of times there's people a lot of my age who don't really have like long attention spans. And they just kind of want to sit down for like an hour or two, read a quick book. Or they want to sit down for 30 minutes and read a quick book. And I feel like most people can knock my book out probably in about 2 hours if they just kind of sit down and read it, even if like a slow reader reads it. You know what I mean? I definitely just want to make it shorter so it's available for everyone. You know what I mean? If you don't like reading, if you hate reading, you can still get through it pretty quickly. If you love reading, you can get through it even quicker. You know what I mean? But yeah, this next book is definitely going to be closer to like 200, 250 pages probably. That's where I'm kind of guessing it at. Again, I don't want to go into too much detail. I've read through it, and I think it's pretty good. I'm not completely satisfied with it, but I have said to some people, like my sister Audrey is a big person who gets all my future projects. I know. She gets to read through everything because she's a big reader and she loves it. So I definitely send them all to her, and she said that she loves it. You know, it's definitely emotional. I am sticking with the religious aspect of things. That's kind of a promise I made to myself. Um, I can touch on other genres if you guys are interested. If you guys want me to do anything in particular, you know, just go ahead and shoot me a DM. Be like, hey, you know, what about a book about this, or what about a book about that? You know, I'm willing to take any advice too. If anyone who's watching this is an author themselves and they have any advice for me, please reach out to me. I would really appreciate that. I am working with some people and growing social media and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, as of right now, my future projects and what I want to do with my books is definitely change lives, and it's definitely to help people out and grow their relationship with God, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. I definitely just want, you know, it to reach people and change their lives. I could care less about it really becoming a big thing. I mean, I don't think it might become like a big sensation, but I would definitely like for some people to get my book and, you know, change their lives for the better, and you know, become better people, you know, in the end of things, because there are a lot of people out there who are struggling, and you know, they always don't have someone to go to, you know what I mean, and they don't feel like they can go to God. And the point of my books is to show you that you can go to God, and that there's always someone there with you, 100%. Again, thank you for all the questions, guys. I really do appreciate it. I am going over my mark a little bit, so I really do appreciate all the questions you guys send, all the support you guys been giving me. I've been seeing a lot of you guys been taking my stories and my posts and posting on your own stories, and that's absolutely amazing. I really do appreciate all that. Again, my video quality and everything will get better. I will get an actual microphone. I will get a better camera. As of right now, I am moving, so I didn't just want to make a whole setup here and then have to move it in a week. So it will get better. I promise that. Again, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to shoot me them. I'll be happy to answer as many questions as you guys want. This is just kind of like a short list. Again, I took a lot of these questions and a lot of them were kind of similar, so I kind of put some of them together, you know. Hopefully I got to your guys' question. Whoever's watching this, I hope I answered your question. Again, thank you. Feel free to, you know, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. I would really appreciate that. And, you know, keep an eye out for my next book. And I hope you guys all have an amazing day. I hope you guys all have an amazing week. Today is Monday. Hopefully I'll have this done, edited by today. If not, it'll be tomorrow. But I hope you guys have an amazing week. And God bless you all. Thank you.